What's up, everybody? This is That Brown Bat here for another episode of No Mod Monday, and today we are going to go over the true Blue Skydome. That's what I call it, but in the Disney Infinity files, it's just called TBX Basic Skydome, and that is a Blue Skydome that is pretty much Mickey's bright blue toy box without the farm, and it also is Tatooine without the suns and the background. So what do? You get your sky changer and you set it properties and you go to Atlantean Sky. Now it is set for Atlantean Sky. You have the Atlantis theme. Now push the button and it goes to the blue sky. Why? I don't know, but it does that. Does it do it in PS4? Yes. Does it do it in other console versions? I don't know, but I know it does it in PS4 because I've done it many times in PS4 in years past. So now you have that, but because this is set to Atlantean, if I save it and reload it, it will load in as Atlantean because that is what this is set to do. So if I want to keep the sky, I'm going to delete this, and then if I delete that and save it, you will see that I have a blue sky with nothing in the background. And sometimes that's what you need because sometimes there is no theme in any of the Skydomes that we have access to that match your vision. So nothing sometimes is better than something. But I hear you asking, what if I want a day-night cycle? I don't want it to change to Atlantis. Well, that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how to get a day-night cycle without mods. And we're going to go day and night. And should we have cloudy? Let's show in cloudy with a chance of meatballs. All right, let's go to Game Maker. And we're going to need some triggers. Now you can use time delayers or you can use timers. For this, we will use time delayers. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I might have more than enough, but we also need a trigger to start the event. I'm going to choose the on-off button. Some might call it a power switch. And again, we're going to need the sky changer. All right, first and foremost, you got to figure out what you're going to what you want for daytime or nighttime. So let's say, where do you want to start? So let's start with this. So I'm going to start with this, then I'm going to tell this from the start to go to Atlantis. But also, same thing, when it's on, I need to trigger this. Start delay. Now, in order to give it time, the delay is going to have to be set to 4. You do it at 3, it's not going to work. Do it higher than 4, then it'll still work, but it'll look odd because it'll stick with Atlantean for too long. But go to 4. Okay. So now, if I do it right now, you might not see a change. Let's see if you see a change. Oh, you didn't see a change. Why? Because I didn't do the next step. New logic connection delay completed. Go over here, change sky. Now, let's see what we get. So there we go. Okay, now what we're going to do now is off of this, new logic connection, delay completed. We're going to go over it here and we're going to say start delay. New logic connection, delay completed. Go over here and let's say it's going to be at night. Let's say we don't want a background because we want it just like this. So let's go to pitch black sky or Syndereum's takeover. Let's go pitch black. Okay, but when this delay completes, it's going to go over here and change that. But we want this to be sometime after that because it's set to 1. It's not going to do anything. If it does anything, it's going to glitch it out. We don't want it to be glitched and we want it to do something. So we know 4 is going to take it to there. How long are we going to have this stay before it switches? So it's going to definitely have to be more than 4 seconds. So let's say 34 seconds from when that starts. So from when it changes to true blue, it's going to be 30 seconds. So 4 plus 30 is 34. All right. Of course, it's going to hit that. Now, the next one in succession, I broke it. It's Atlantean. So Atlantean San Francisco is right after Atlantis. So yes, because I didn't change it to something else, that happened. So that's not a glitch. It's just I didn't reset it to something else because it had the next one. So it did trigger it. It's doing what it's supposed to do is what I'm getting. So after 30 seconds are up, maybe I should have picked 20. Be quicker. So now it's pitch black. So now let's do that again. Atlantean. All right, and that's just something you're gonna have to deal with. That's the only way to get it if you want it on a cycle. And then that'll last for 30 seconds, and then we'll get pitch black. But I said cycle. So, new logic connection, delay completed. Go to the next one, or go to this one. This will put it in a loop. Now, if you don't want the loop to keep going and going perpetually, what I suggest is don't use these and use the timers. The timers, you can always go back and have that reset each one with the off button. These, you can't turn them off. They'll keep going forever once you loop it. So that's going to go back to here, and we're going to set it to this one and then go back to there. Properties. Now that's going to start. That's 34. So let's make it shorter duration. Let's say, because I don't want to wait here forever. Let's say, let's see, 34. Let's say it's going to be 40. All right, so the day only lasts a couple minutes, or the night only lasts a couple minutes. All right, so new logic connection delay completed. We're going to loop it back to this time delayer. No, we're going to loop it. No, we don't want to loop it back to that. We'll loop it back to here and say on. All right, we're going to start off. Going to go into the morning. And after, I should have changed that to, I should have changed the time so I'm not waiting here. All right. After 30 seconds, it's nighttime. And now after 6 seconds, it's going to trigger that to be on. Oh no, I misspoke. After that's completed, we don't want that to be 40. Now we waited 40 seconds because I was thinking the other way. But anyway, that's the concept of it. You wouldn't have that at 40 seconds. You wouldn't add to what was pre-existing with the 34. You would just say, let's say 10. Let's try it, because it'll be after that switches. Because I don't want it to be that long. I was thinking going off this, but we're not. Technically, I guess we could have went 30 off that instead of adding it to the 4. But that one's only 10 now. Yeah, I don't want to... What happens if I change it while it's in pursuit? It's going to break it. I might break it. I don't know. I've never changed it while it was working. After 10, it's going to trigger that again. Then it'll go to 4. And it'll change it to bright blue. Or true blue. Then after 10, it's going to be black. Then after 10, it's going to go here. Atlantis. Yeah, that's going to be a perpetual loop, and there's no way to shut it off unless you save and reload the toy box. And if you use if you use the timers, you can set the time the same way in concept. You just have a little bit more options, but you can also trigger this to turn off and turn off the timers. But this is the easiest way to do it, and that's what I'm doing. All right, so that's the True Blue Skydome tutorial. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next Nomad Mondays. Until then, remember to keep on building. Hey, look, it's Carvana. I want that one. Carvana is free for a limited time only. That was a stupid joke. What's up, everybody? This is That Brown Bat here for the bonus segment of this week's Nomad Mondays, because why Blue Skydome is interesting for everybody? Probably not. I don't know. So I wanted to give something worthwhile for those that actually stuck around and really didn't find it interesting, but I wanted to get it out there because I never did a video on it per se. So this video, I'm going to build this or something like this next to it without mods, and special video meaning, or bonus video meaning, this is what I'm going to do next week. So you'll see it again if you stuck, but I might do a little bit, I might put a spin on it. But anyway, some people think they can't get Coruscant without mods, but you can, especially with the Blue Skydome. I guess that would be something that is necessary without mods. So what you want to do, this is how I do it. I build everything as far as the floor and terrain go based on 3. Now this is a 6. Well, 6 is based on 3. It's 3 times 2. So if I want to go out a bit, I would go something like this, get it all measured out and build some sort of a platform, determine on what the size of the building is going to be. That one is a 6 wide, 6 long tower. So I guess, how about I do 12? I want to do 12. It's hard to get 12 in the middle. It's not hard, but symmetrically, you have to make some adjustments because now everything is not going to line up with a 3. And let's say we go up a notch here. So you have to take stairs to get there, something like that. So let's raise these up. So I'm going to go to building set 5. Pick whether you want blue or solid. I'm just going to go with solid here. And then go down to simple toys, basic blocks, and get your stairs and set them to the frosted white world surface. And we'll do a 3 and a 3, just like that. And then what you do, get your upside down wedge blocks just like this and like that. All right, and there is your staircase going from one platform to another, and you don't want to fall off the side, so what you're going to do is find what you're looking for, and that is Fantasy Terrain 1, and theme that to Tomorrowland, and get these in here like that. Now, going in like that, we have a problem. Well, that's where the tips and tricks come in. And see what I did here? I didn't put these where they should have gone. They should have gone over here. They should have gone lined up with the 3 instead of just arbitrarily anywhere that I wanted to put them. And the reason being, of course, is to get things lined up in the best way possible. So let's get these lined up in the best way possible, like that. Didn't take too much of an adjustment. Now when we get these will line up perfectly, except for the fact is I need to get that crammed in there. So what I'm going to do, I could use my signature. I don't want to call my signature the cluster glitch, but I'm just going to use it on a replayer here. Clear, record, bring that down, clear. I don't think it'll play back. I think I'll need a helper agent here. Get the trigger area, play. There we go. Do I need to save that in there? Or we're going to go over like this, do the same thing over here. Should have left well enough alone and just worked on the new area, but whatever. Record, clear, record, bring that one down, clear, playback, delete, delete. I know I still have to do the other side. Take care of that later. All right, first things first, I'm going to get me this small flat terrain block and I'm going to line her up. So we're going to do 12. 6 and 6 is 12. Hooray, you win. What did you win? Nothing. We're just going to line those up. We might turn these to Death Star because that seemed like it worked when I did the other build, the other tower. What we don't want to use Death Star for it all. And we don't want to get stuck using the same window for everything, the window frame for everything. Now I was going to use Star-Lord. Star-Lord works this way. It doesn't work. We're going to go all the way down, but I'm not sure if we're going to use Death Star. I think we'll use Death Star, unless you want to coat everything with Death Star panels. The panels. You know what the building set 5 panels, not the terrain blocks. That's what I'm trying to say, because we want to save space. We're not really intended to go underneath the platforms, so they're kind of there for show, but we do need something needs to be there. And maybe they need to be Frosted White World. I don't know. But these up top, if I theme these to Star-Lord's command, Star-Lord's Galaxy. Let's see if we can get something good out of it. We should, because I remember doing something similar. Now, we need to go up using these ones, particularly the small terrain block. Again, there's nothing small about these. They have to be divisible by 2, so if we're going to have 2, or if you're going to go up high, you want to go up either 2, 4, 6, something like that for how we're going to do it. So in this instance, we're going to take these up 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we'll just jump over to building group 5 and get the Star-Lord or the Death Star panels. And once you do that, you can take the detail B ones and go right like this, 2, 3, 4, and all on the same side. We're just going to go like that, and then see about taking the detail D and going up like that. And that should give us desired results. What that's doing that way, it's hiding those circles, which are very not cool. I do not like those Star-Lord circles. So this is hiding them, so it looks like they could be lights, it could be electrodes, diodes, whatever. They're lights anyway, nonetheless. But I mean, they could be windows, they could be electronics, whatever. That's up to your imagination. And if you don't want those to show, see some of the circles, it can't be avoided getting hiding all of it. But if you want to do this, you can do this as well. Oops, you don't go all the way down. You don't have to. You can coat the entire bunch of it with the same Death Star panel, if that's something you want. And then go to Simple Toys. All right, change that to iron rivets. Now, normally I would have brought that platform, made that a little bit wider, but honestly, I wasn't thinking about it, but that's fine. That's where the awning's going to be. Change that back to the Death Star, or use Frosted White World, whatever works for you. There's no rule. Just make sure it's going to be the same. All right, and then one of those there, one of those there, and building set 5, no Manisian wall piece for the door, one there and one there. Now the vents, and then have them go all the way around the perimeter like that. Back to Simple Toys, get the pillar blocks, put those on the edges like that. And because it's uptown, you can get yourself some benches here. Go to decorations, clusters from Fantasy Terrain 1, and go to, I believe it's the city set. Just put those on each side, something akin to that. And if you want doors, what you're going to do is you're going to extend these inside at least by 1, unless you're going to have it where you can go inside, but I'm not. So you get your path creator. I'm not going to have these open, but again, you're going to have it. Let me line these up because I want the middle to be right like that. I still want some sort of a seam in here, but I want it to be in the middle, and I just need to line that up. Okay, right here. And since they're not opening, you don't have to go over 3, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm going to change this to chrome, and I want 2 of them. Don't need 4 like in Padme's apartment. Connect each one to one of them like so. And in case you do want it to work later on, I'm just going to tell each one to reverse one way and stop. And then we need our doorknob. So get the path creator in the middle and go back 1. And since it's not going to be going up and down, we can set it like that. But if you want it to go up and down, you're going to drop this down too. And go to Simple Toys or Unfiltered, whatever. There we go, basic blocks. Get yourself a pillar, connect it to the path creator. I was hoping to get an autosave there. Apparently it didn't. Orient long path, and it seems to be lining up right where we want it. Now vertical, we're going to come up 2. Oh, wrong direction. And we're going to movement style and one way and stop. And what we're going to do, hopefully I get an autosave here. Yep, called it. And then I'm going to load the autosave and just see if that's in the right position. So you can see right there, it is not in the right position. So what I need to do is just get a switch or something. New logic connection on. Let's go to this reset and play. We're gonna go new logic connection, and we're gonna check the rotation. So let's try 90. If it's not 90, I'll do 1. Well, depending on where it lands, we'll try it. All right, I'm gonna save it and reload it, and hopefully, see, there we go. We got it, baby. We got it. Now, what do we do now? What do we do now? What we are doing now is. That's a very good question. What are we doing now? That's pretty much it, right? All right, we want to get the top. Now, don't like the fact that the top is just blah. We're going to put a tower. We're going to put some towers on top of it. But what we also want to do is to put a cap on it. So what I'm going to do for the cap is get this small, thin terrain block. I want to come out 1, a half, come out to the left, a half. All right, and then I'm going to theme that. Frosted White World might be good. And we want to do the same thing on all 4 corners, just so it overhangs a half. Then we're going to fill the middle. Then what I'm going to do is I want to make a middle piece. Make sure a block's right in the middle. You might want something a little bit wider. That's completely up to you, or thicker, I should say. And then go to building set 5 and get some towers. In the middle one, I usually like to use these. Now you can see right here that overhangs, right? So I don't like them overhanging, even though technically that's supposed to be like background filler. So if your toy box needs extra space, this would be one of the areas I would say to start deleting from. But because we are still in the beginning stages of a toy box, we can put whatever we want, right? Then we want some other towers around the corner or around the side. So we're not going to use the same tower, the same kind of tower, because they kind of won't fit unless you use a replayer and get them stuck in there, you know. And a lot of times I just don't want to go through that. But you could put the replayer. That would totally work, getting all these stuck in there like that. But I'm not going to do that, at least not for this building. So you can, let's see. I'm just trying to get some that'll fit without having to rehash or redo everything with replayers and whatnot. Well, apparently I'm going to have to do something, because unless I use these buildings, which we can do, I just don't want to go through it's very late right now, and I don't want to put a bunch of replayers down. It's gonna stay like that. It's gonna stay. This building is gonna stay like that. And of course, if this is a standalone pad, then you can do that. You don't have to do anything else unless you want to extend this down like what we did up there. But you can consolidate pieces as well. See how I did 4 of these? Well, just like the game Connect 4, we can do that, and then we can tell this to be Star-Lord if we want, but we're going to use more pieces. You know what might also work? That might work. And I never used those before in a building, in a toy box, but I think these will work. They might. I mean, these are pieces that you generally don't get up close to, but they might work without trim. Something that you can see and say, oh, yeah, I can see. I know it has the green centerpiece in the middle because of how they did it, but if that doesn't bother you, then you can use that. It's all to you what you want to do. All right, so then you, of course, make safety the #1 priority by putting railings in here, and then we're going to want to use the replayer to quickly get these pieces in place. We also want to coat this with something that's not going to be out of the ordinary. So get yourself a large floor, theme that to something. White world surface will work, and stick that in there. Let's get these pieces. You know what? It'll be quicker, at least for where we are right now. At least for where we're at right now, is to use this back out method. I'm sorry for not explaining. I've done this a million times in a million builds, and I forgot to explain what I'm doing. All right, let me delete them and do it again. I forget. There's new people that have never seen what I'm doing. All right, so I want to stick Tomorrowland cluster pieces in here. So I'm going to set the theme. I'm going to put one down, put another one down, and undo. All right, now I've created a glitch. I can't do anything with this. I can't put it down. I can't put it down anywhere, even if it's blue. So what I can do is toggle that. Now, it's not there forever, so keep that in mind. I'm going to do it 4 times for all the spots I want it. All right. All right, then once I got all the pieces down that I want, I might as well go over here, right? Since we're doing this. So I just got to remember which ones I have to come back to. It's the 2 on the corner here, and the 4 on the corners up here. Next thing I'm going to do is I need to put an extra one down, because usually the last one jumps out of place. Then I'm going to theme all. All right, now I don't need these 2 anymore. Now, if I save it and reload it, even though these things are now solid pieces, they'll disappear. They're not really there, even though they are. So what I need to do is come over to each individual one, and if I can't reach it on foot, then I have to go back into Spark mode, and theme each individual one that I use that trick to get into place. All right, so now we're good. If I save it and reload it, all those pieces will be there.
Okay.
And as Sam said, okay. So we're all good. Again, if you can think of something better than just leaving those bare-boned naked, then by all means, do so. And if you want to break up the ledge monotony, go across the perimeter like that. But again, if you're trying to save space, this would be one of the places to save it. And that is one of the ways to build a Coruscant tower without mods. This has been That Brown Bat for No Mod Mondays, and I'll see you guys in the next episode next week, where we continue to build Coruscant pieces without mods. Until then, remember to keep on building.